Hey everyone, this is Once Bitten with another Warhammer Fantasy Battle Report. This is, again, the second game in a row using kind of a different list with no spellcasters and no trebuchets, and the first time I've played the Battle for the Pass. Real interesting game, going against a beautifully painted Dark Elf army. As always, terrain was just kind of weird. You can pause this and read what he has. His back line is basically a little bit of shooting, not too much, then a Cauldron of Blood with the Death Hag BSB from Hell. Like, I don't even know what he has on her, but she's nasty. And then he has his line, which you can, again, pause it and get more of the details. He's got a Dreadlord with a Blackguard, but he's got a level 4 spellcaster and 2 level 2 spellcasters, which I thought was a real interesting list. He was just toying around with it, and certainly scared me since I have no spellcasters, no magic defense. This is me just trying to figure out what the heck to do with such a narrow deployment zone and 2 big houses in my way. So this is my left flank. Decide I want the archers up there to be able to pick off these elves. I'll vanguard my my Pegasus Knights out, and a small unit of knights over here. This is diversionary. What I'd really like to do is find a way between the men-at-arms in that house and that small unit of knights errant with the character to tie up his Blackguard and his unit of warriors on this side of the board and free up everything else. This is the right side. I got my Grell Relique in the house. Otherwise, you can see I have it lined up. It's not ideal. I don't like being back to back or back to front with those units of knights, but there really was no other way to do it, and I put my bowman there first before I realized how little space I had. So you do what you have to do. I move my vanguard up, and we go to Dark Elf turn 1. He moves up, nothing fancy happening there. He takes his spellcasters. You can see there's 3 individual spellcasters behind his line, so he took them out of those units, and now they're just going to be casting spells. Kills a couple Knights of the Realm, and I felt very, very lucky, so we go to Brett turn 1. So basically on the side nearest me, I'm moving up a little bit because, again, I want to get his Blackguard and his warriors pulled away from everything else. And so on the top of the board, I'm kind of just hanging back a little bit. What I thought I would try here, he had put Killing Blow as a special rule on that unit of warriors from the Cauldron of Blood. So I really didn't want to charge them. And I'd contemplated just flying over their head and turning around, but I decided instead to go ahead and charge that spellcaster. She fled and got away. I was hoping that she would stand, thinking, because I needed a fairly high roll to get to her, and I was willing to take that chance just to take her out. But she fled. I didn't want to redirect into any of those 2 units. So it's a failed charge, and I'm okay with that. Otherwise, just other shots of the board. Here are my peasants pulling out of that building. And we go to Dark Elf turn 2. So he starts off by taking the buff off of the warriors, putting it on the Blackguard. I think he gave him 1 extra attack, and they charged the Pegasus Knights. I fled, and I thought I had plenty of room, but my rightmost guy, after he turned away from the charge, barely nicked off the table. So 250 points of Pegasus Knights are gone, which was very unfortunate. I thought I'd have plenty of room. I'd rally and be able to fly him, but it wasn't to be. So a little bit of bad luck. Otherwise, he moves up, as you can see. Just different angles. Again, beautiful terrain. I really like the way the armies look. Okay, so his level 2 with the Lore of Metal blew herself up and blew up a good chunk of that warrior unit at the top of the board. So can't complain about my luck when he has that happen to him. So this is the price I had to pay for it. Lost a few knights and lost a couple of knights there. But overall, I'll take it. So we go to Brett turn 2. So on this lower part of the board, what I was really trying to do was move the peasants up to entice his Blackguard to charge them. And actually what I did, I charged with that small unit of knights into his warriors, and he said he would hold, and then I charged into him. I declared a charge with the peasants, and then he fled. So actually this was a failed charge. I did not want to redirect into the Blackguard. I just want to lure the Blackguard this way. So pretty happy with that. Alternatively, had the warriors held, I would have been happy if I could have locked them up in combat and then blown by them. But there are the warriors fleeing right past that spellcaster. She's the one that fled last turn, and she rallied, and she's just standing there all by her lonesome. So this on the top of the board, my general's unit, Knights of the Realm, charged this unit of warriors, and they fled, which I didn't want to redirect there either. So I just let it be a failed charge, pulled the Grail Relique out of the house, and reformed them such that the Corsairs could not countercharge my general's unit. I think his Hydra might charge me, and if it does, I'm just going to flee, because I'll pop out of that building, pop through my unit, pop through the other building, and be on the totally other side of the board, completely safe, and I'm willing to do that. Alternatively, he might charge my archers, in which case I'm okay with that too. So there's me moving up the questing knights between the houses. Again, I don't want to rush out because I don't want the Corsairs to get the charge into me. What I want to do is line up a flank attack should the Corsairs charge the Grail Relique. And I've got my Battle Standard Bearer behind that house giving them a reroll, so I'm pretty sure they'll stand. So this was very unlucky for my opponent. He had his spellcaster that had rallied and was right by that unit of warriors. So I shot at her, and she failed her lookout sir roll. And with all those shots, I was able to pick her off. So very fortunate with that, and we moved to Dark Elf turn 3. So his warriors at the top rally. His Corsairs charged the Grail Relique. His Blackguard did not charge. He's just kind of standing there. I don't remember. I don't know what his plan was there. Yeah, not sure. But I know what his plan is here. These guys are frenzied. They've got so they have 3 attacks each. It's just a nasty, nasty unit. Hydra charged my general's unit, so I fled and just fled all the way over there. So I feel like, you know, I got away. I'm safe. And look at my knights errant. They are poised for a attack on the Hydra. And there's a close up. And I lost a couple guys to the dangerous terrain test. So the Hydra redirected into my bowman. So the problem here is I need the bowman to stand. All I need to do is have him not kill more than 15, which I don't think he will. And then they're stubborn. But they'll be stubborn 5, but I believe I'll have a reroll because of the Battle Standard Bearer. So not wonderful odds, but it's the best I can hope for. My fear is that he'll beat me and overrun and be out of the arc of my Knights Errant. If he beats him and then just reforms, I'll gladly charge him in the front. So he's shooting at this small unit of knights. It's at the very bottom of the table towards me, and I'm okay with that. If his bolt throwers are targeting this small unit, the worst thing that's going to happen is he's going to kill them all, and it's not really that many points. Although I'd rather not lose that character. Yeah, there's another look. Yeah, boy. Yeah, if you notice, I killed one of his. That was just funny. I've got a 5-up armor save and a 6-up ward save, and it just didn't matter. He killed, I guess he killed 11 guys. Just chopped right through that unit. But I'm stubborn 8 rerollable, and we stick. So they did their job. The Corsairs were not able to charge my general's unit, which, you know, had that Grail Relique not been there, he would have declared that charge first. Had I fled, I would go off the board. So I would have had to stand, and it would have gotten ugly. So happy with how that turned out. This was just beautiful. The Hydra came in and killed exactly 15 guys. This thing was nasty with his breath attack, his thunder stomp. I think he was really wanting to get past the 5-man mark so he could overrun and get out of my charge arc, but it wasn't to be. And they passed their stubborn 5, and we were good to go, ready for a flank attack from my Knights Errant, which is really about as good as I could have hoped for.